you on this kind of a sultry Tuesday out there with the showers and storms in the area coming in. So Andrew and Brad, it's good to see you guys back in the studio again.
Good to see you, Mark.
If you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us what you're doing out there.
Sure. My name is Andrew Newman. I'm the general manager for Rydell Toyota of Grand Forks.
And I'm Brad Schumacher. I'm the general sales manager over at Toyota.
All right. Well, y'all know the drill. You know the routine. You got a question, 775-5559. You can call or text, and these gentlemen will do their best to give you an answer. And if they don't know, they know where to look it up. So
that's right.
It's a good thing to do. So have y'all been kind of busy here lately?
Yes. A good busy. Yeah.
And
Lots
it's a good
people
thing.
In the door, friends, family, the whole nine. 4th of July was really busy, but typically we slow down. We didn't seem to this year.
Oh.
Had a lot of people around, so.
That's good. I did notice usually the 4th of July weekend is pretty, dead in town, but I did seem to notice a little more cars than usual. So that's a rather astute observation.
Yeah, it was a little bit, and then we had the event. We sponsored the Sertoma Club where we gave away the Toyota Corolla. So that was a pretty exciting time for us, and just cool to see the young gentleman that won the car and came in and kind of went through the whole process. But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was super cool. The guy that won it was already a current Toyota Corolla owner.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was out there representing Layton and KNOX, and that was a rather warm afternoon.
It was. It was.
It was very warm, and then it stormed.
Yep.
So 775-5559, you got a question for Andrew or Brad, give us a holler on this Tuesday, KNOX afternoon, Rydell Car Talk. Good to be a part of your day. So far, nothing. So let's talk about what's going on.
Quiet day. Yeah, I mean, if you've driven past the dealership, you're probably going to notice a lot more vehicles on the lot. Mark, you were just talking about that. So, we've been pretty active actually buying vehicles from other dealerships to fill up our lot and just serve the area a little bit better. So trying to scale up, be a little more relevant in our area, make sure that people that live in town don't need to drive out of town in order to buy their vehicles. So we're doing our best there.
And that's obviously that's a good thing because you already have such a well-known brand in town, and making sure that you can cover all the bases is critical. And so it's no surprise to me, whatever, that y'all are doing that. Let's see here. What is the average time to get an oil change? So
we actually had someone in that would complain that it was too fast the other day.
They just got their coffee and their cookie. Yeah, I think that was at the GM store. But the Toyota store, roughly 30 to 45 minutes, and I think GM might be just a little bit quicker than that. They run a little bit different process. We have above-ground lifts. They have drive-over, as well as our Honda Nissan store. But all three stores, 45 minutes or less.
There you go.
And that would include a tire rotation as well, as long as it isn't a dually or something like that. Yeah.
And the famous cookies that everybody goes not just for the excellent service, but for those cookies. A text to 775-5559 posits. Does Wes do a lot still at the dealerships?
He's definitely present. Present. So he's got a lot going on himself, of course, and so he's over at the toy shop a lot, but he's definitely present as far as, doing a lot that's subject to opinion, but we sure love having him around. It's always nice for him and Vivian to stop in and say hi. And I mean,
they do things all the time. Viv last week, I think she talked to the ice cream truck, got them to come over to the main store at GM and basically stood there all afternoon and said, any employee that wants a ice cream treat, come on out and she'll take care of it. So we had everybody eating ice cream up to the tune of 400 and some ice cream sandwiches, I think they went through. So
wow.
Yeah, they take care of us. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Heck of a nice couple. We bike ride around town a bit, and we'll see them periodically and have stopped and visited with them. And yeah, they're just down-to-earth folk. Are there any sale or leasing deals on new Toyota trucks, a texter asks?
Yes, there are. So we're actually running a 0% up to 72 months on Tundras, which is incredible. Looking back through COVID, equity and negative equity, I should say, is a huge deal throughout the industry and with our customers and our guests, trying to make sure that people are set up well financially in their vehicles. If you're looking to correct the turn that took during COVID, 0% is the best way to do it, right? All of your dollars are going towards your purchase
Mm-hmm.
or towards the negative equity that you're trying to get rid of. So if you have negative equity right now and you're financing at, the 7-8% or higher that we saw for the past few years at least, don't continue to pay the interest on the negative equity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Get the 0%. You'll pay that negative equity off faster
Mm-hmm.
and get more bang for your buck. So.
Yep. Good business sense right there. 775-5559. You're on Rydell Car Talk. Go ahead, caller.
Thank you very much for taking my call. What do you see as the next leap in hybrid technology? Thank you.
Thanks for the call. The next leap in hybrid technology.
I didn't quite hear what the question was.
What's the next leap in hybrid technology?
That's a great question.
I think battery technology, from what I understand, the industry is not only Toyota, but Honda, Nissan, and our GM, and even some of our off-brand counterparts, Ford. Battery technology is still on its way up. I think that's probably going to be our biggest gains that we're going to see. And one of the examples, Toyota makes a BZ4X is the model, and we actually have a fully electric in-town vehicle shuttle. That's what we use for shuttling service and or sales guests around town. And the range on that one is mid-200s, but obviously severely impacted with very cold ambient air temperatures. So I know that that's an initiative that a lot of the manufacturers are working on. I believe there was a couple big plants built, and I can't say where they're at. I think one's bound by Kansas City and then maybe one over in either North or South Carolina, but huge infrastructure they're putting in place for these batteries to try and get a little energy independent, if you will, instead of relying on overseas technology, i.e. China and whatnot for batteries. So I know that that's kind of the latest and greatest as far as anything that they're working towards.
Yeah, I would second that, and just trying to make it more readily available for the user, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Charging, how long does it take to charge, right? So the things that they're targeting are battery life, right, and charging speed,
yes,
and ease of use. So just trying to get to that point where somebody can plug their vehicle in and get it charged up just as easily as they could go to the gas station.
Sure.
Essentially would be the overall goal.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're at with that, I'm not sure. There are people that get paid a lot more than Andrew and I that are dedicated to trying to figure that out. So.
Well, and I think that there's two pieces to the puzzle that, in my opinion, have to come together. Obviously, the battery technology, but around here, with rural towns and whatnot, there's not a whole lot of route planning you can do to say, if I'm going to go to Minneapolis and I'm going to drive 320 miles one way, what is my plan to get there? Do I have the range? If I don't, where am I going to stop? And a lot of these smaller rural towns just don't have any of that infrastructure in place yet. I think it's coming, but it's just a little bit slower now. If I was living in Minneapolis or something, a commuter market where it's all readily available, probably a little bit more apt to go down that path. But I think it's all going to just depend on what people are going to use them for too, because it also adds time to your route, right? If you got to pull over, it doesn't take 2 minutes to fill up a fuel tank. You have to charge it, and so on and so forth. So I think it's just slow to adapt around our area, but there are for sure benefits.
Yeah. Got a couple of texts, but I want to make a comment on that, because if you've owned a cordless drill 10 years ago and you buy one today, the battery length from maybe 10 or 15 minutes on a charge a decade ago to now running several days worth, depending on what you're doing, it's pretty incredible.
It is.
So we've had some huge jumps. I would just, as a sidebar, agree wholeheartedly. Let's see here. I need to give a shout out to sales personnel I worked with, Mike Sertich.
Oh,
Mikey Sertich, yeah.
Okay, was awesome to work with. Look forward to ultimately closing on a vehicle with him.
Awesome. Mikey's a great kid.
There
Wonderful.
you go. Are there any sale or leasing deals on new Toyota trucks?
Yeah, so we did. We had that 0% for 72 months, which you can't beat. And then currently we do have a lease special on the Tacoma that's running at $379 per month. We're waiting on the next ones to come in. We just sold out of those $379 lease specials, but we've got some more that are leasing out at just a hair over $400 a month.
There you go. So with the last question about battery technology, a text to 775-5559 starts off, do you see them working in North Dakota?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's still plenty of need, right? the person that drives to and from work and just commutes every day, right? There's still a lot of that in North Dakota, and where you can drive to work, plug your vehicle in, and maybe not even necessarily have to plug it in at work, but if you can just go to and from and have your vehicle plugged in either at night or during the day, ideally, it's the perfect solution. You can really cut back on a lot of things.
What brand of automobile is built by a non-union factory? It's an interesting question.
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be called. That would probably be overseas. I'm not aware.
Yeah, I would think so, because what is it, United Auto Workers Union? I would suspect the big three would be all involved with that, and I guess I can't speak, overseas as far as the production. I don't have that answer.
That's an interesting question, though. Another text to 775-5559. Is Toyota coming out with a hydrogen engine?
Good question. I've heard some scuttlebutt about it, and I know they have done some in the past. We had the opportunity to go to Toyota headquarters last year, and they had one on display. I think specifically what I understood was the drawbacks or the setbacks of that were safety, number one, like having to fill your vehicle up with hydrogen. That was a definite issue. And then I believe, and I'm not 100% on this, but I want to say there's, like, when you transfer hydrogen from one container to another, there's a lot of freezing or temperature issues. And I heard that can cause a problem. So I don't foresee it being completely hydrogen. I think that Toyota has kind of really leapt forward as far as the gas-electric hybrid or the fully electric. They've kind of moved a little bit away from the hydrogen, not to say that it's completely gone, but I don't see a whole lot with the hydrogen as of late.
No, I don't see that.
No. I don't even know if there's any current models that have. I don't believe that are for sale in the U.S. that do.
No, I'd be shocked if the focus went from EV to hydrogen. So we did do a little bit of looking on the non-union auto factories, and it looks like to some degree there's actually a good handful of manufacturers that have only very specific plants that are non-union. So Toyota actually has the most, Texas, Kentucky, Indiana, and Mississippi from what I can see. But Honda, Nissan, Mazda, Hyundai, Kia, I mean, there's a whole list, and a lot of them have.
So it's not uncommon. It's not unheard of.
Not as uncommon as I thought it was.
Yeah, that's for sure. I learned something.
Great question.
Yeah, it is great. Thank you, Texter. You're listening to Rydell Car Talk, a regular feature Tuesday in the first half hour of a KNOX afternoon with Mark Ewens. A couple of more texts at 775-5559. Do you charge at Rydell's to charge your EV?
So at our Toyota store, we have one charger. We don't currently charge for that, but that's kind of our use. We most certainly will allow guests to use it when needed. The GM store, there is credit card payment. Yep, because it just depends on what time of the day that you're charging, because that can most certainly impact that. And I think during high usage rates, that the rates do go up. So it's all listed on that charging station. It has a credit card reader and everything right on there.
Yeah, and just to clarify, it's the brand of charger that the charge goes to. Rydell, like ourselves, we're not retaining any of that money or anything like that. Right. So those ones that take the credit cards, those are exterior outside the building chargers that anybody can pull up to and use that. I know that Nissan also has a charger right outside there that they do a really good job of keeping clear, so that anybody that's coming through that needs to charge up can stop over at the Nissan store. And that one, I don't believe you have to pay for.
So a third-party vendor.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So the chargers that are powered by our own power and whatever at Rydell, we just let people use. But there are a couple from third-party vendors that collect payment.
All right. A couple of texts at 775-5559. Can I get a standard cab Tacoma?
You know, that's a loaded question.
Standard cab. Define a standard cab.
Right. That would be a start. I would imagine like a single cab, I think is what they'd be talking about. Or like an access cab type deal, which Toyota does make them. I just haven't seen one in a very long time. So manufacturers will go in ebbs and flows of what they actually produce. And right now, that's not something that they're producing. So I'd have to do a look. There might be something out there.
There you go. Some text to get to at 775-5559. What is the average car count going through the car washes? I don't know if y'all would know that. We do have the car wash people in from time to time.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good
So
question.
on a monthly basis, and we do measure between the two washes. Okay, thank you, Morgan. I got her. I was going to say 50,000. Morgan's right here. She's got the data. It's right around 55,000 vehicles a month, and our all-time high was right around 62,000 in 1 month. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Every time I've used it, it's just car after car after car.
Yeah, and what a great group of people over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah.
Maybe too fun. Another text at 775-5559. Let's see here. Can the electric motors handle heating a car up here? Do you know what the running a heater does to the range?
It just, I mean, a lot of variables there, right? But yes, it can handle it. So it will heat the vehicle. It's always going to put that as priority number one. But depending on how cold it is outside, how long, and et cetera, it's definitely going to drain the battery.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at the ranges that are advertised on these electric vehicles, you should not assume that that is taking into account heating the vehicle in extreme cold climates. Right? A lot of vehicles that are tested, they do some testing up here, but the guidelines and how they advertise them is not for us folk up north in South Canada. So
yeah, I don't know if they're doing EVs yet, but there's a place over in Bemidji. I used to go service the weather equipment there and got into some interesting conversations towards the end of my career when electric was coming onto the horizon. And they were going to be gearing up to do the cold weather testing for them as well. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's quite the operation they've got over there. I'll just leave it at that. 775-5559, you're on Rydell Car Talk. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, what about the other end of it when it's hot out? Air conditioning.
Yeah, very similar. I don't think it uses quite the energy to cool as it does to heat, as far as I know. A lot of and I can't speak, I don't know enough about the BZ, but a lot of them have two cooling systems, one for the battery and then one to use for the passenger compartment where you sit. Obviously, the air conditioning is a whole different system with the AC condenser and all that, but I don't think it is as much because the electrical load, even though it is additional, it just doesn't have to work quite as hard as the heating side of it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. No, great question.
Thank you.
Thanks. That's
appreciate it.
Got to think about that as well in this part of the world as well. Let's see here. A text at 775-5559. If you tow a trailer with an EV pickup, what kind of range do you lose? A lot of interest in EVs today.
Yeah. I mean, a good rule of thumb, anything you do in an EV vehicle, anything, right? I mean, even down to the radio, right, is going to ultimately affect your range. It's just to what degree, right? So if you're pulling a trailer, of course, right, and I know a caller probably knows this, but depending on the weight and what you're pulling, the vehicle is working harder, and that's going to decrease your range. So even down to, I mean, more passengers in the car. Rule out even the trailer, right? But even if you have more passengers in the vehicle, that's going to affect your range. Yeah. Right? So to what degree? Great question. I think that's something that we'll continue to learn and will be standard questions and things that we'll know as EVs continue to develop and our product knowledge becomes a little bit better on them.
A text to 775-5559. Why can't I place a custom order for a Toyota? I heard you can try to get close to your exact spec, but there is no such thing as a factory order. Is that true?
It is technically true, yes. Now, it's a very loaded question, right? And there's a lot that goes into that. Right. So, for example, we have guests that come in and tell us exactly what they want.
Sure.
When Toyota issues us vehicles, I personally get to go in and tell Toyota exactly how I want that vehicle built, right? Based on, I'll say, just supply and demand or what Toyota has readily available as far as resources to build the vehicles is going to have an impact on whether or not we can get some of those things.
Sure.
So unlike some of the other brands where you can put an order in, and if your order has something that they don't want to or they're not producing right now, your order may sit there and you might not get your vehicle, right? Toyota just takes a different approach at it. They're going to produce what people and what they see are most common and what people like the most. one thing I'll say is, Tundras are kind of a hot topic right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go over 3,000 miles to get somebody the vehicle that they want. So the odds of somebody building a vehicle online and it not being something that we can go and get, combined with getting some of the other accessories per se,
Mm-hmm.
very slim chance. Very
Sure.
slim chance that we're not going to be able to get you exactly what you want.
Sure. It's like when you want to trick out any vehicle, I mean, there's going to be limitations that you can do for a wide variety of reasons. So, yeah.
Exactly.
It's the same kind of deal fits in. Thank you. A texter comes back and says that. So there you go.
Yeah, great question.
Yeah, that is. What is the average cost to charge an EV vehicle? I guess that would really depend on how long, what the actual kilowatt per hour rate is going, and the battery and several other. There's a lot of factors.
Yeah, we
terrible,
haven't charged for it until recently, so I don't have the answer to that. It's all going to depend on what time of the day, how much you're going to charge, how long you're going to be on there, and I do believe that a lot of times there's minimums and then maximums, so if you leave it on the charger after your vehicle's charged, it can continue to run because you're obviously occupying the charger.
Sure.
So it's like if it gets charged, get it off there. But, yeah, I don't have the exact amount, but very similar, I think 5 to
50 cents per mile, depending on
Okay.
location and time.
Yeah,
So it's not just the amount of energy that you're drawing, but the time you're occupying the space.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so it's kind of a dual thing going on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep in mind, that's just with the chargers that you're paying to use in public, right?
Sure. Okay.
You
Fascinating.
don't want that to be misconstrued with the cost to actually charge at home,
Which is different. Right?
Yeah, significantly less.
Exactly. So, as always, our time goes so quickly this half hour. Any closing thoughts you folks want to get out?
This is great questions today.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
I know.
It feels like every time we come
I feel
back.
like I got to study up to come out to these guys.
Right. Yeah. No, it's good stuff. And we don't know the answers to everything, but thankfully we got Morgan. She's sitting here with, her phone out and can help out, which is awesome. And it's good stuff.
And if you've got a question after hours, you can reach out to where?
Yeah, you can reach out to me. So I'm one of those people. My cell phone is where I can be contacted. My number is 218-230-0008. And that's Brad over at Rydell Toyota of Grand Forks.
Okay, very good. Final thoughts there, Andrew?
Well, we just really appreciate the opportunity to get in front of everybody, and the more that we can kind of get out in the public eye a little bit from the Toyota side, we're really trying to build the brand in the town. It's just such a great manufacturer to work with, and we just want to continue to give exposure around our area and continue to put people in Toyotas that are from Grand Forks or the surrounding communities, because I think they're a great company, and we can offer a lot as a business as well to support that purchase for years to come, not just the sale. So
yeah, great point. I almost forgot. August is going to be a busy month for us. We got some events. We're going to be out at the Softball Diamonds. We're going to be at Cabela's. We're going to have some. It's kind of a surprise for now, but we're going to have a pretty cool event going on right at the Toyota store at the end of August. So we want to let everybody get their lake time in and kind of circle back around. But it's going to be a big month.
All right, very good. Andrew, Brad, thank you both for being out here as usual on this Tuesday edition of Rydell Car Talk. Good to have you both in studio. And this mysterious other person that you kept mentioning, I don't know, just it's.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's your artificial intelligence that's keeping you up to date.
Yeah, we just call her Morgan.
All right. You gentlemen have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, thank you very much.